What's going on, YouTubes? So we're looking at the 2009 Volkswagen Rabbit with a 2.5 liter five cylinder, and today we're gonna see if we can't do something about this abomination of a factory air intake filter engine cover. Seems like this thing gets in the way of every little thing that you want to do, and the whole concept is air goes in, runs over the hottest part in the engine bay, gets heated up, gets filtered, and then runs back around into the throttle body. Seems kind of ridiculous to me. I've heard there's some kind of emissions reasons. I can't imagine that it's doing any favors to the actual running and performance of the car. But my bigger issue is just that this damn thing just is always in the way, and it's a hassle and pain in the butt to take off. So I want to do something about it, but I don't want to spend $300 because I'm not really looking for massive performance gains, although I am tempted to do a software tune to get the 200 foot-pounds of torque out of it. So here's what I found. So Spectra air filter, just local O'Reilly's, about 30 bucks, and I got myself a couple different little Spectra clamps. I'm guessing I'll only need one of them, but I wanted to pick up both in case I needed the extra extension, because I had gone on to Thingiverse again trying to find any kind of solutions that people had come up with, and somebody was nice enough to come up with this little model to replace this little piece right here. You get various quality of work on Thingiverse. I don't know why they opted to do this geometric pattern instead of circles for something that was a circle, but I'm sure they had their reasons, and it's the only one I could find out there. So short of me spending a bunch of time and trying to make my own, I'm going to see if I can make this work. And so anyway, enjoy. Back to white. Part of why I want to do this. Look at this. Ridiculous. And here, just straining my fingies. Okay, people. So, as well-intentioned as this person was, and I do appreciate them putting this out there to the community, this was a no-go for me. I cracked, let's see if I can show you. I cracked, was it the small one? I don't know, one of these. This one, this is this big one. I got a crack in that one. So instead, I started looking into making my own. I was gonna do it, but look, I mean, I've got a day job. I've got, plenty of other projects. As much as I'd like to learn how to do this stuff, no, I didn't. So before I was actually going down that road and gonna make my own, but I did a little more digging, and I found a site where somebody had one, and you could buy for 12 bucks the plans. So I bought the plans. I printed this out, today. I'm printing another one also right now, just because the orientation that I did it, it didn't come out 100% good, but it's still pretty freaking dang good. So anyway, this is how it goes. So again, this Spectre filter I got at O'Reilly's, like 31 bucks. This setup only works with this Spectre kind of like adapter. So this goes on this side, this goes on the throttle body. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving the hose clamp from the original. So we're going to keep this at least a little bit of factory function to it. I guess keep the annoying factory hose clamp. But I have made a point to get tools for these, so let's see. I'm just gonna put that like that. And let's see. So I think it's gonna go about like so. And then I'm just gonna tighten this up with an 8mm. And I just wanna leave enough room. Hopefully I don't overdo this and bust it. That feels pretty snug. Again, hopefully I've left enough there for that connector. And then this just fits right on, no problem. We'll just snug this up. Don't want to overdo it. Feels good. See if I can put this on the car. So total cost of this, not including the cost of my Bambu Labs printer, of course. Total cost of this build, $12 for the file, $31 for the filter, $10 for this little coupler. So, you know, about 60 bucks is the cost if you have a 3D printer. So, gonna head over to the car and throw this on. All right. Hopefully it's not so dark that you guys can't see anything. All right, back over the car, at the car. You can see we got the thing installed. So it was a bit of a struggle. I had to file down on these ports a little bit, and I did even end up with this one still cracking on me due to the force of this. And so I've got it temporarily wrapped up with F4 tape to seal it. The issue was the orientation of my my print led to a little bit of deformation of these two ports, which required the filing and made it so they didn't quite fit 100% right. So I have another file printing right now, but it takes about 4 hours to do. So, but this, you know, it's all snugged up and sturdy for now. The trick to the whole thing was just slide this entire assembly on first, leave this loose, then get these on, and then this. But anyway, I'm gonna fire this thing up. I'm pretty happy, you know, with the $62 intake option. So let's see how it sounds. See how take it for a drive. See how it performs. Alrighty. Definitely sounds louder. Take it for a drive and see how it feels. All right, I just drove it around for a minute. The exhaust, the intake definitely sounds like it woke this thing up a little bit. It sounds meaner, and I think it's got a little more. I think it's got a little more go juice now. Anyways, I think for a minute we were having some smoke out the back. Just went to go get some dinners, and I'm kind of wondering if the car was having to like compensate for, kind of learn the new air fuel kind of ratios and whatnots. But anyways, I might keep an eye on this little kind of idle issue too. But it might just be trying to adapt, getting used to having a little bit, being able to breathe a little better, a lot better. So, anyways, I'll keep you posted. But I think it turned out nicely. So, got more adventures this weekend. Stay tuned. See you in the next one.